It's never too late to cut back on carbs and to get into physical activities to keep you healthy. Here's one project that just might work with your busy lifestyle. Pia Bonalos tells us more from Ortigas in Pasig City. Good morning, Pia.
Good morning, Claire. This morning I will be learning about a martial art that does not require strength. Perfect for women who are looking for a self-defense technique that could also give you a full body workout. With me is Raymond Varilla of Project Lifestyle Manila to tell us about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Good morning, Raymond.
Good morning, Pia.
First of all, I'm very curious because when you say martial arts, you think it's from Japan, but Jiu-Jitsu is commonly known as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, actually, it originated in Japan, but it got popular when it reached Brazil. The reason behind that was that one of the forefathers of judo, Jigoro Kano, wanted to spread the effectiveness of his art. So what he did was he sent all of his best students all over the world to prove that judo, or his Japanese jiu-jitsu, which they call it before, was really effective. So one of his students ended up in, and it's there where he met Carlos Gracie, one of the founders. So that's why it's called Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay, so originally from Japan, but
Yeah,
it was the
yeah.
Brazilians who were really
When they
developed the
when
techniques.
the Japanese
Yeah.
went to Brazil, that's how it all started.
But what I'm also curious about is that you do say that you don't need strength to get into this martial art.
Yeah, because if you translate the meaning of jiu-jitsu into English, jiu-jitsu actually means the gentle way.
Wow.
So what you're not relying on brute strength or power or things like that. You don't have to be muscular or really big to be able to perform the techniques. All you need to do is to use leverage and use the right angles. So that's it.
So there's a lot of mental things that could go on while learning the technique.
Yeah, actually, some call it the physical version of chess because what you're trying to do is it's actually a thinking man's game. So it's not
Okay.
just like other sport when you have to just bash someone else and something like that. So what happens is when you're doing jiu-jitsu, you have a game plan. It's like you're trying to lure this guy to do this move, and then when he falls into your trap, then that's the time that you attack. So it's
Very strategic.
yeah, very strategic, sometimes very sneaky. That's
Yeah.
what they say.
Okay, and then also it's on the mat. All the
because
moves.
because majority of the fights start standing up, but they like around 80 to 90% end up on the ground. So if you can't defend yourself when you're on the mat or you're on the ground, so it's really hard. So since majority of the fights end up on the ground, then it's really a smart way of fighting. So
It's perfect, especially for women, because of course, men are stronger than women physically. And then, you have to know all these techniques, especially when, you find yourself in a situation and the man tries to overcome you or like pin you to the ground. And you could show us a little bit some of the techniques
Okay.
that we could actually apply.
okay,
Who would be
JB,
helping us today?
JB,
JV.
yeah.
Morning, JV. Thank
So
you.
JB is one of my best students here in the morning class.
Wow.
So what we're going to show you today is a technique when someone will attack you from behind. So
Okay.
let's say maybe you're in the streets at night or you're in a club, then someone grabs you by the waist. So what you want to do is to widen your base. So what I want to do is I want his leg to be in between mine. Okay. So if it's hard for you to reach, what you need to do is just to keep on widening your base. So from here, what I want to do is to reach first here and then pull it up.
Ooh, okay.
See? From here I can do, if what I can do is I can step on his groin, break his knee, and then run away.
Wow. Okay, I'm
So-
sure a lot of women out there would
Yeah,
be
especially in the
practicing that
clubs.
technique. Yeah. Do you hang out in clubs a lot? No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
JB does.
Oh, JB does. Okay.
So another technique is when someone grabs my head from behind. So especially in high school where there are a lot of bullies, here's what you can do. What I want to do first is to relieve the pressure on my neck by controlling his wrist. The next thing I want to do, is to block his bicep. This will stop him from, if he tries to punch me, he won't be able to do so because I'm controlling his bicep. So I'm here. What I need to do next is to posture up as if I'm looking up. See? Now the lock, there's no, he can't control my neck anymore. So what I want to do next is to duck under and isolate his arm. See? So JB, what I want to do here is what I can do is I can put pressure on his shoulder and his elbow by bringing his wrist up. Or, if you don't want to break his arm, I have his neck. I can choke him from here. See?
Wow. Okay, so there's a lot of things you could do with like that move that you showed us. You could break his arm or break his neck.
Yeah, put him to sleep because you don't want to hurt other people.
Okay, yes, of course. And that's also important. I mean, does this martial art also give you a full body workout?
Yeah, actually, an hour of jiu-jitsu can burn up to 750 calories. And a normal training session would last for 2 hours, so that's 1,500 calories.
How do you feel right now, JB, after being taken over by your master, Raymond?
Actually, I have no choice because he's my teacher, so I have to follow.
But does it actually hurt? I mean, of course, this is just a demo, but do you get hurt in the process of sparring and doing this martial art?
Well, you can't prevent injuries, but we study the technique, so we apply the proper control, the proper technique, so we prevent hurting ourselves in the process. So we in the process we learn the basic break falls, all the necessary techniques so that we won't hurt ourselves.
Thank you so much, JB.
And by the way, Pia, JB lost 45 pounds because of jiu-jitsu. He was
Wow.
way bigger when I first saw him here.
Okay, so that's good news for a lot of people out there who want to lose weight and learn self-defense. But when you say that, you know, women can get into it, do I have to have like a certain background and a certain sport to actually try and do this martial art?
Not necessarily, but if you do have a martial art background, or if you practice other sports like gymnastics or anything like that, it would help. But it's not really necessary.
And usually a session would last an hour or?
We do actually an hour and a half to 2 hours because for an hour and 30 minutes we would practice drills and techniques. The last 30 minutes is allotted for the application of the techniques, which is sparring.
Okay, thank you so much, Raymond and JB, for showing us this morning. There you have it. For those of you out there who are looking for that martial art that would help you defend yourself without requiring that much strength, you could go check out Wonderful World of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.